I'm Stephen Kavanagh, better known as Mr. Vestec. I'm here to show you a couple of things today about the Sega Dreamcast that you may or may not have been aware of. A couple of things that I've found recently, and one or two modifications that are out there that you may not have been aware of. So, let's get started. Okay, first thing I want to show you guys is one of these. What does this look like? Well, it looks like your typical USB to SD card adapter. You know, you take that off and you put your SD card in there, except that's not what it is at all. Yes, it might have been taken from one of those, but that's not what it is at all. If you look here, you'll see that the connector actually looks a bit odd. That's actually a Dreamcast serial connector. It goes in the serial port of a Sega Dreamcast. Now, let's just say, for instance, that I have an SD card in here. I don't at the moment because one of the only ones that I can actually put my hand on at the minute is actually in this camera right here. So that's not going to work. So let me just show you. I've got my Dreamcast here. You've got your serial port on the back and it just goes in right there. So what you can actually do with that is you plug that into the back of your Sega Dreamcast and you get a boot disc called Dreamshell. What that actually allows you to do is you can boot homebrew from it, or if you make any legal backups of your games, you can actually rip them from GD-ROM straight to this guy. Now, most commercial games won't actually play at the moment, so there's only a couple of games like Headhunter and Buggy Heat and that kind of thing that will play. I will show that to you later. Now for the next thing. What is that? You might be looking at that going, what the hell is that? Let me see if I can zoom in here and if it will actually focus. So, yeah, it's a BIOS chip from Sega. It's actually the original BIOS chip of this Dreamcast. Let me just show you that here. This guy, you know, just looks like a Dreamcast. Nothing special, except it has been modified with a specialized BIOS, which means that I actually have the intro sequence from the development kit, and it also makes it truly region free. I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, well, hey, you know, I can just download a game off the internet and put it straight in, and there's like no copyright protection there. Yeah, that was kind of a mistake by Sega, and probably one of the things that led to the Dreamcast's downfall, if it wasn't also for the PlayStation 2. But it did actually have region encoding. So say for instance if you had a European game and you put it into an American Dreamcast, it wouldn't boot. You'd need a specialized boot disk. Well, with this modification you can just exchange disks, and you know, say for instance this is a European disc in an American Dreamcast, you can put it in, put the lid down and play straight away, and there you go, no fiddling about with anything. Now, the dev kit intro for this is actually pretty special, so I'm going to hook it up to my TV and I'm going to show that to you guys right now. Okay, so we have the Dreamcast all set up here and ready to go, and I'm actually just going to put a game in it here. I'll just get rid of this. That's just the Dreamshell boot disc, which I actually haven't marked yet, which I probably should do. Let's throw that away anyway. I'm going to put in a copy of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Absolutely fantastically awesome game. Now, something ooh, I didn't realise that was broken. No, I just broke it there now. Well, that sucks. You know, that's one thing about the European cases for Dreamcast games. They were so brittle. If it wasn't for the fact that we needed these gigantic menus, or these gigantic instruction booklets, I should say, that are in about 50 million different languages. If it wasn't for these guys, we would actually have a normal CD case like the Japanese guys and like the Americans, which would be preferable, because otherwise you just get this happening. Yeah, doesn't make for a great collection really. Need to see if I can get a couple of replacement ones of these, but anyway, now that's just my rabbits in the background making noise. You guys need to shut up. Right, so let's see what happens when we actually turn this thing on, because something a little bit special will happen. Let's check it out. And that's going to boot up into Street Fighter. So those of you that are familiar with the dev kit BIOS will be pretty used to seeing that. Anybody that's bothered to do any research into that. Now, yeah, so you'll see it just loads it up into there. There you go, mode select screen. Let's just turn that off for a second, because I don't really plan to play it yet. But yeah, there you have it. I mean, if you guys decide to do that for yourself, you need really delicate soldering skills. I didn't actually bother doing it myself. I paid somebody to do it because my soldering skills suck. The last time I tried to solder anything to anything, I set it on fire as soon as I plugged it in. So yeah, I don't want to do that to my Dreamcast, even though I have a spare one right there. I still don't want to be doing that. Okay guys, so I was going to show you something pretty awesome. I was going to show you the Dreamcast loading a game straight from the SD card and being able to play it. That didn't really work out too well because of my TV. The picture got all screwy when I tried to load up the game. I think that's got something to do with the difference between 50 Hz and 60 Hz timing issues. I think Dreamshell was originally coded with 60 Hz in mind rather than 50 Hz, which is what my TV is natively. I don't know. Anyway, the picture gets all screwed up. But I actually, as a consequence, totally by accident, I actually discovered that this Dreamcast with the new chip inside that has a kind of a hybrid firmware on it, which is a mix between the retail and dev kit BIOS, I actually discovered something really cool about that. The guy who installed it on a read-write chip. So normally the normal chip, which is one of these guys, right? I don't know if I can focus on that. No, not really. But anyway, one of those chips is normally read-only, which you would expect in a standard console. But this chip is read-write, and I'm going to show you an example of that now. So I'm going to turn it on. We've got our modified intro, as I've already shown you guys. Now, we'll just wait for it to boot up. It's going to show you the standard Dreamshell logo down in the bottom right hand corner there. Just give her a second to boot up. Come on, Dreamcast. Oh. Obviously, because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, to actually get it to boot into Dreamshell, you do actually need a disk in there. So that's clever of me. So, we'll just get this going again. Yeah, so there's the intro that I've already showed you guys. Now it's going to show the Dreamshell logo down the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Just here. Right here. When it decides it wants to load. There we go. See? Dreamshell. Created by SWAT. SWAT is awesome. So, we do want to load it from the SD card. Yes. And do we want to load 50 or 60 Hz? We want to load 60 Hz because unless it's in 60 Hz, my TV just goes crazy. And I'm not really too sure why. But yeah, we'll get over that. And sorry for the lower quality, by the way, guys. This is actually being recorded on my phone because I need the SD card that's in the Dreamcast for my other camera. So yeah, that's a bit awkward. So I actually want to show you guys something interesting. This is actually really awkward to use. I mean, you tap it a little tiny bit and it kind of goes all over the place, as you can see there. So I'm just going to use the D-pad. We want to go down to DS install. So that's what we're going to load. Now this is going to give us a couple of different options. So we're going to have Dreamshell, we're going to have Dreamshell bootloader, Dreamshell loader with BIOS. Not really too sure what that does. I think that might be some kind of dual boot option. Then you've got the 3 retail BIOSes here. There's a hacked dev box, not really too sure what that is. Then there's the Link83 modified BIOS file, which is what I actually have installed at the moment. So I'm just going to go ahead and install Dreamshell. So you'll see this is actually going to write straight to the BIOS chip. It's actually erasing the BIOS chip as we speak. I'm going to fast forward through most of this because it takes a bit of time.
No way! I can't believe this!
Yeah, it doesn't actually normally go that quickly. I wish it did. That took about 2 minutes. So now it's just gone back into its normal usual screen. Now I'm going to show you guys that I'm not playing any tricks on you. So I'm going to turn this off, take out the disc. We're going to take out the SD card adapter out of the serial port. Now, okay, so sorry, yeah, my bad. We do actually need the SD loader in there for this to actually work properly. Otherwise I got a black screen of death and panic. You know, just general fear of panic that, oh no, I've just bricked my Dreamcast. Which would be a great experience altogether. So anyway, we're just going to turn this on. There's not really going to be much of an intro. It's just going to go straight into Dreamshell. See that? That's pretty cool. So the more and more they develop Dreamshell, I think that'll actually be a pretty powerful tool, because realistically you'll just be able to turn it straight on, start playing some emulators or start playing some ISOs. I'll actually show you what happens when I try to load an ISO. My screen goes a bit funky. I do have a copy of Buggy Heat on there, which is one of the only retail games that really works properly with this. I did try it with Crazy Taxi 2, but apparently that doesn't load at all. Okay, so we're going to the SD card, and we're going to go to DS, Apps, ISO Loader, Games, Buggy Heat. Now again, this is going to look all screwed up on my TV, but you should get the idea. Come on. There we go. Buggy Heat, that's what we want. Do we want to load Buggy Heat? Yes, we do. Let's get her loaded on there. So this usually takes a bit of time, and now my TV's going to get all screwed up. Well, that didn't work. It does work usually. So you know what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to close this, and I'm going to flash a proper BIOS back onto the Dreamcast. So we're going to put the Link 83 modified BIOS back on there, which is going to take a while, so I'm just going to skip ahead. So this is one point in time where you don't really ever want to have a power cut. So anyway, we're going to turn it off and turn it back on again. Hello IT, have you tried turning it off and on again? And we should get the proper boot screen again. See? That's pretty awesome. That means now with that chip in there that if they ever come out with any newer firmware upgrades, I should just be able to install it through Dreamshell, which is pretty cool, I think. So, that's about all I have to show you really for the moment. I know it wasn't too much. I am sorry. I do plan to have another video soon. So, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today, but I am hoping to get some more stuff in the post during the week. Like I've got some American games on the way, so I can at least show you the region-free booting of the game. I've got a Dreamcast keyboard on the way too. So yeah, got some pretty interesting things on the way. So hope to show those to you soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Please subscribe to this channel if you so desire. There will be more videos like this on the way soon.